Today we discuss one of the most horrific things in mathematics, even more so than just a letter appearing in a math problem. What if you get a bunch of them and then those letters come together to form words? Wouldn't that be a word problem? That's a pun. Get it? Word problem, because sometimes people think that words are a problem in math when they're in a problem. Like a question. Okay, sorry. Anyway, word problems. So a lot of times when people see word problems, they just say, "No, I'm just not gonna I'm not gonna do this one. I'm just not gonna get it right. I'm not. I won't be able to understand it. No matter what it is, they just freeze up. So it's time to turn the temperature up because I don't want you to freeze on a word problem. I want you to get excited about it. When you see that word problem, it should be like, okay, I'm gonna tear that thing apart. Every single word in it. I'm gonna know what it is. I'm gonna know what it means. Know what it's telling me. And when you do that, honestly, it makes it a lot easier. If you can understand exactly what's happening, kind of just think about the situation. For example, the perimeter of an object is defined as the distance around the object. Okay, cool. The equation for perimeter for a rectangle is equal to twice the length of the rectangle plus twice the width of the rectangle. Okay, yeah, so write that as an equation. All right, so the perimeter is going to be the sum of twice the length and twice the width. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to write that in words. I'm going to say perimeter is equal, and I'll put an equal sign, to twice. Twice means two times, so twice the length plus twice the width. Okay? Cool. That wasn't too bad, right? You can do that. Yeah. All right. Well, when we're doing algebra, we want to write down a formula because this was a formula right here, right? You can do this all day for any rectangle. You take length and width and plug this in. You know that perimeter. But that looks a little long, right? You don't want to write that all the time, and you don't want to put that in a book even. You would shorten it. Well, how would you decide to shorten it? What would you do to make it shorter? There has to be something you would do. Well, perimeter starts with P. Yeah. So maybe you would just say a P for that equals 2 times length. If you're going to go with that same format, length starts with L plus 2 times W. That's a cool formula. Some of you may also say, I'd rather just do 2 times the sum of the length plus the width. That also works. In fact, these two are the same. We'll look more about that later when we're looking at simplifying expressions. So instead of writing out the perimeter equals the sum of twice the length and twice the width, we can just put P equals 2L plus 2W and call it done. Well, that's pretty simple, right? Yeah, that's simple enough. I like that. Okay. I think I'm all right with this, Mr. Stevens. I'm all right with this for a bit. Okay, cool. Well, it's important to know with this then a few key words so that you don't get slipped up. For example, I use one of them, the word twice. Twice means times 2. Okay. There's also another word that's similar to twice, and it's called thrice. And thrice, well, yeah, it means times 3. Okay, that's not too bad at all. All right, there's some other things though that you may not know, like the word total means that you're going to take a sum, which means you're going to add. Product means you're going to multiply. Some of these you will see in a chart that I give you on this page for translating word problems. Well, honestly, the best way to get this is to practice it. I can go over a million things, a millions of lists of words that are commonly used to mean this thing and that thing and blah, blah, blah. But the only way you get this is by actively practicing this. So let's look at something that may not seem as obvious, may not be an actual straight formula, but you may just have to turn it into one. So let's say I don't want to know how much am I being paid. That's a good question for a lot of people. Or even sometimes you want to know what's my paycheck gonna look like. If I work 40 hours this week and I make $15 an hour. Okay. So if I make $15 an hour and I want to know how much I'm going to be paid, well, I could say my pay is equal to what? I make $15 an hour. Okay. Well, you make $15 per hour. You would then probably ask me, well, how many hours do you work? I can totally find that for you. I don't know how many hours I work. It changes every week, right? But I can set a set formula for this. Pay equals $15 per hour times my hours. I don't know how many I have, but I'm going to have a set number of hours. Okay, can we shorten the way that looks a little bit? Sure. Let's do P equals 15 times H, or 15H. Either way, I have now created a formula, an equation, that I can use in order to find out how much am I going to get paid making $15 an hour. Okay, that's a pretty good one. All right. Well, what about this? Let's say that me and four friends all get on a scale together. And when we get on the scale, we weigh 900 pounds. So total on the scale is 900 pounds for 5 people. Approximately how much does each person weigh? I don't know. The average human, if I look on Google, says that the average human weighs 170 pounds. Okay, cool. That doesn't tell you anything because this problem is very specific. It says that the total of those 5 people is 900 pounds. And I'm asking you approximately how much does each person weigh? So it would be like an average of them, right? Okay. Well, how would you find that? Many of you are probably turning your head like, oh, well, I'll just divide it. Well, yeah, because I want to know for each person. So if I want to know for each of something, I'm going to take that total and I'm going to divide it up amongst them, right? If I have $900, I need to split it amongst 5 people to pay them. How would I do that? Now, a lot of times, turning things into money makes it easier for people to understand. But if I want to know how much each person weighs, I would do 900 divided by 5 and see what I get. So each person is about 180 pounds. Oh, take that. Your Google search 170, 180 pounds. A big man. Anyway, the point is that reading the problem is very important. A lot of times people say, oh, they threw stuff in there that didn't matter. Things that threw me off on purpose. Oh, they threw that in there to mess me up on purpose. They're not throwing anything in to mess you up on purpose. Sometimes things don't matter. How many times have you listened to someone's conversation and heard them say something that has nothing to do with the story? What do? You ignore it and you move on and you get the meat of it, the stuff that actually matters. And sometimes when you're like, wait a minute, I feel like I'm missing something, you may tell them to go back and repeat something that you thought was stupid. And you're like, wait, oh yeah, that part. No, say that again. That's what you do. Same thing with these word problems. Instead of having to go to someone else though and asking them to tell you stuff again or actively listening to them, it's actively reading it on the paper. Or in this case, on the screen. So when you see a word problem, do not freak out. You've been reading for a while, right? You've been doing algebra for longer than you know, right? So take it one step at a time. See what is the problem asking you to find. That goes here. Equals, what do you need to do in order to get to that? It's usually given to you in a problem, or it's common sense. And since that's common, it's something that would be knowledge to everyone, not just those that were super great math students in school. All right? Good luck. I'll see you again soon.